Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition and press reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join.
Hello,
Hello,
everyone,
everyone,
and Katribu. I'm Dina Ventura,
I am Jojo Silvestre.
and welcome to Tribune Now Spotlight. Jojo, this afternoon we're joined by two very good-looking guests again.
Yeah.
They're
That's
going
true.
to talk about something a little, maybe potentially controversial, a
But
little
interesting.
sizzling, but very interesting. And I think it's a subject that people should learn to talk about more openly. Don't
I'm
you
not
agree?
sure I want to talk about it, but maybe I should.
Okay, so it's a topic considered still taboo in many societies, but
Yeah.
however, it's becoming more open nowadays with women's movements now advocating open discussions about sex.
Okay.
But-
Why talk about sex?
But they're not going to talk about sex. They'll talk about their business, which is
Yes.
sex toys.
Sex toys.
Okay.
Sex toys, sex toys.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Renz Rollorata and Manuel Schuster of Lauvette.
Hello.
Did I pronounce that right?
Hi everyone.
Hi, Renz and Manuel. So is it Lauvette? Is that
Yes,
the way you should
correct.
say it? So tell us about the name. Tell us about your business. What is it about? And-
Okay, so
And what
I'm
made you think of coming up with a business like this?
Yes.
okay. So I'm Renz and this is Manuel, and we founded Lauvette in 2019. It's an online love toy shop which now sells different sex toys, lingerie, condoms, lubricants,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, we cater nationwide, so we have clientele nationwide as well. And what sets us apart is that we designed Lauvette to be a game changer in the sex toy industry. We know that this industry is a taboo, especially here in the Philippines. So we made it our vision to be able to establish something that would look welcoming and safe for Filipinos who want to explore pleasure, who wants to explore sexuality. So our website, if you visited it already, you would see how
It's really playful.
yeah. Maybe Manuel can explain on how we designed the website as well.
Yeah, so we really wanted to make it really playful, and I mean, there are lots of other shops out there which are more in a darkish look and feel, and we wanted to go away from that and really wanted to yeah, I mean, it's more of like you want to go, you go to Zalora or Lazada. So we wanted to have it really clean and professional and playful. So that's how we wanted to change it.
Yeah, and other than that, we also have advocacies we support, just like HIV/AIDS awareness, where we have a long-term partnership with Love Yourself Inc., which is the non-profit organization here in the Philippines that leads drive for HIV/AIDS testing, HIV/AIDS awareness and treatment. And yeah, we also support like organizations like We Bleed Red, which promote removing the stigma towards menstruators, period. So yeah, those are just some of the things that we want to advocate side by side, selling love toys and introducing love toys into the Philippines.
Yeah. So Renz, I'm just curious. It's a follow-up question. Because you're Filipina, of course. So did you encounter any negative reaction to the business that you chose to go into?
Actually, personally, none. Even from my family, my parents understand this kind of industry and the values we stand for and the advocacies we also wanted to disseminate by promoting sex toys, promoting pleasure, opening discussions about sex. So yeah, I didn't really get any negative reactions from friends, from family, and actually, I think that's just a proof that this topic is essential and important, and it's just normal to talk about it, and it's a natural part of us as humans.
Right.
So I think the stigma surrounding this industry is I'm positive that it's getting eliminated as time goes on, and as players such as us and other sex positive organizations are making their part in removing the stigma in the society.
Yeah.
I remember during our Halloween, we were supposed to come up with costumes that had to do with our sleeping time, no? So
yes.
what do you wear in bed? And so we just came in nightgowns, pajama and all that. And then I just said I'm either naked or I wear a t-shirt, and then I brought with me a sex toy. I wanted them to laugh, but they didn't laugh. They were all shocked. Yeah, like wow. It was something very scandalous. So it's good that you it's something that's now coming out in the open. But I only have one toy. So what are your other products?
Yeah, so actually for female, we have like different various products because as some of us know, most females don't really reach orgasm or experience pleasure just by penetration. So aside, yeah, so the sex toy industry carries a lot of different toys for women that pleasures different erogenous zones of the body of female, just like the neck, the nipples, the clitoris, back of the knee. So we have different, like we have mini vibrators, we have clit suckers that just focuses on stimulating the clitoris. As for men,
what do you have?
For men, we have, of course, the normal flashlights, and then we have also the masturbators, which come with also different kind of functions. So some are vibrating, some have like an up and down movement, and some even have sound like moanings, exactly. And then beside that, we have also, of course, like penis rings, which are helping to keep the erection, also, and that the penis is staying hard. And it also helps, of course, the female on the other end because of the vibrations. And then, of course, anal toys.
Really?
What else do we have?
yeah, BDSM tools.
Yeah, I mean, BDSM is more for everyone, I guess. That's not just for male. But yeah, also then enlargers, like the penis pumps, and yeah.
So yeah, there are, in short, there are just various sex toys, and it's just not fleshlights and dildos that's the most common. Like when you talk about sex toys, everyone is like imagining a dildo which looks like a realistic penis, and that might be intimidating for beginners. But in truth, there are so many different sex toys that would cater to different needs. If you're a beginner or intermediate or someone who's experienced already, there's something for you, especially in Love It.
Okay.
Do they come in different sizes? Because they might be too big for me.
Yeah, of course. We have small to big.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
So, Renz and Manuel, what comprises your customer base? Are there more women than men or more men than women?
Yeah.
Yes. Currently, we have more women than men. I guess that's also the reason, because we also designed it a bit more female than male, and yeah, also I guess because of our selection of toys, and
maybe also as what I always I love talking about women's pleasure and how it has taboo in the society. Like women are told not to touch themselves or enjoy sex. Sex is just for procreation for female. That's what they thought before. But right now, as we can see in our shop, most of our clientele are females who don't really know how to pleasure themselves. So they're going to us to be able to learn on how to pleasure themselves, because maybe a partner just can't do it for them. So yeah, it's just also very important to talk about women's pleasure when now we know that majority of the female who are looking for experiencing majority of the customers who are looking for experiencing pleasure are females.
Wow.
You have anything for those who want to get hurt?
Yun yan, BDSM nga.
yeah, of course, we have also BDSM toys.
It's called BDS? Okay.
And those kind.
Okay. I suppose you have an age bracket. Like someone who's 15 cannot order.
Yes, of course. Of course, it's limited only for 18 and above.
Okay. 65?
Of course.
Yeah.
There's no limit.
Yeah, regardless of age, they're welcome in Love It for as long as they're in legal age.
Okay. Am I middle?
Your baby. So, my next question is about the business. How did it do over the pandemic? But before you answer that, let's pause for a break. 3.
Magsha-shopping na lang ako! #143SM. Call to deliver. Hello, can you get the following? One pink chair, bed sheets, na pink yung soft ha, tapos slides, size 8, pajamas na blue. Oh, don't forget ang #143SM. Call to deliver. Wait lang, okay ba yan?
Anything at the SM store, ma'am.
Call to deliver. Kuya, pwede rin ba ako magpa-deliver sa ate ko sa Taguig, tapos sa friend ko sa Davao, tsaka sa fiancé ko sa Lipa? Okay ba yan?
Kahit saan po, pwede kami mag-deliver.
Call to deliver. Call #143SM. Call to deliver. #143SM. Call to deliver. Call #143SM. #143SM. Call to deliver. Call na rin kayo. Call to deliver.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Welcome back to Perfect. I'm here with, I'm sorry, Spotlight. Jojo, I'm so flustered by the topic right now.
I'm so used to it.
I know, right? Anyway, we are here with Renz Rollorata and Manuel Schuster of Lauvette. Hello again.
Hi.
So, how has it been?
Yes, how has it been for the business in the pandemic? Was there a boom? in
Well,
orders?
of course, like every company, I guess we had also some challenges in the very beginning because we had to set up a whole everything remotely because our team was working from home. But in terms of sales, it was very good for us. So it grew by around 60 to 70%
Wow.
during the pandemic, and
Amazing.
I guess that's also because lots of couples were not able to have sex together, and we have also lots of long distance
Yeah.
toys as well. So they can, of course, explore
Oh,
something
that's
like that
right.
together and still
Yeah.
stay
Oo.
Like
with.
that.
Oo, that's right, no? So,
Yeah.
tama nga si Renz, maybe it's really an essential in a way
Yeah, it is.
for
Huh? Yeah.
couples.
Who
Yeah.
can't see each other.
Yes, yeah. So,
You'll always find a way. But is this LGBTQ plus friendly? Is there something that's just for L's, for B, for whatever they stand for?
I don't remember all.
Well, we don't really declare that one toy has to be for one or another.
Yeah.
I mean, a dildo can be used by anyone. So, yeah, of course, we are
Friendly.
LGBTQA plus friendly.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess as long as you're a human being with needs, you
Yeah.
can use it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm curious now because you're a couple, of course. How did you two meet? And why did you think of coming up with this sort of business?
Okay, we met online through Bumble. I guess like a lot of people out there. At first, she didn't really want to meet me, but then I convinced her for dinner, and then from there on, yeah, everything developed, and
Mm.
we
So you
started
went,
loving it. Yeah.
okay. And what business were you in before you established
yeah.
this one?
So I was working for the biggest retailer sex toy shop in Switzerland.
Oh.
That's also somehow how we came up with Lauvette because of course we started researching also if there is something similar like that already in the Philippines because in Switzerland it's super in the open, so you can find sex toy shops beside H&M, Zara, or whatever. Here in the Philippines, it's more of like underground and discreet.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
So that's where the idea of Love It began. From his experience in working in a sex toy, biggest sex toy retailer in Switzerland.
Okay. Can you give us an idea how, like, are you the only company that does this in the Philippines, or are there a lot?
no. In the Philippines, of course, there's big competition. I mean, they were already. What was the oldest one?
I think there's already since far back 1992, 1993. There are physical shops. There are also online stores, and there are already existing sex toy shops in the Philippines. Which that's why, as I said, we established Love It to be a game changer in the sex toy industry because what we observed is that the current players in the sex toy industry don't really is not very focused on removing the stigma around sex toys or opening the discussions about sex or going beyond selling and supporting advocacy such as HIV/AIDS awareness and safe sex. So we want to be that store, Love It, that as we call ourselves, it's a love toy shop. You don't have to hide from your friends. So we want Love It to be a safe space for the Filipinos who want to explore pleasure, who want to explore toys, because it's very important to build trust between the customers and us, especially when you're tackling topics that are very private and in a conservative society such as ours.
True.
You know, you're talking about safety, no? That's something I'd like to discuss. How safe they are, no? But before that, let's have a break.
Another break.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. How may I help you?
Bakit kailangan ko pang pumunta sa bangko?
Oo nga naman, sir. Ba't kailangan pang pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union Bank.
Bilang bagong mag-asawa, sabay kami natututo sa buhay.
Sabay rin namin inaaral ng mga bayarin sa bahay.
Kahit kami, nagtaka sa biglang laki ng electricity bill namin. Huwag pong mangambang maputulan. Sinisigurado ng Meralco na walang disconnection hanggang September.
Estimated bills lang ang natanggap natin ng March, April, at para sa ilan, May. Dahil sa lockdown, isang tabi to para hindi na maguluhan.
Ang May o June ay actual meter reading na. Kung May nagka-actual reading, ibabawas dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran hanggang 3 buwang konsumo.
Kung estimated reading sa May at June nagka-actual reading, ibabawas din dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran. Hanggang 4 na buwang konsumo, walang labis. Tandaan, kung ano lang na konsumo,
Yun lang ang babayaran.
ako po si Mateo G.
At ako naman po si Sarah G.
G?
G!
Before we answer the question about safety, we got a phoned-in question. Renz, are you there?
Yes.
Someone called up and they want to find out about your
Love
blog. Yeah,
blog.
love blog.
Love blog.
So tell us about it. What's in it?
So,
How does
so
one-
our love blog, it's a platform where we publish daily articles about sex, about sexual health, relationships, and self-love. So some of the topics that we write about is about safe sex, or for example, recently we just published something about the best period tracker apps, and we also published something about how to use menstrual cups and how it can be an alternative to waste from the usual menstrual products such as napkins or tampons. And we always get positive feedback from these articles. And especially just recently, we also talked about something that's not very common that's not very commonly discussed in the open. It's about experiencing pain during penetration. So apparently, this occurs mostly to women, and we don't have really access on the proper information on what's causing this, or why is this happening, or what could be done to reduce the pain that you experience if you have penetrative sex or penetration. So one of the topics we talk about is vaginismus, and in our love blog we also post this content in our IG to reach more people and to educate more people. And in this post there are lots of comments like, thank you for the information, thank you for the awareness. So yeah, it's also very we're also very happy to have very engaging and supportive followers in our social media community who's really there to partake in the discussion about sex and other taboo topics that we try to talk about in a regular basis.
Are these young people? Do you have your demographics?
Yes.
Are they mostly young people or?
It's a mix. So of course, so around 60% to 70% is between 25 to 35. But the rest is all older. I mean, there's really a variety of age. So we have also like really old people who are looking for something to explore. And,
Yeah, and we have also like teenagers who are reading the blogs or reading topics that are affecting them, like menstruation or, of course, practicing safe sex. And on a monthly basis, we also have awareness month. So, for example, in August, we have the HIV Prevention Month, which actually we celebrated with organizations all over the country, like Love Yourself. It was a nationwide celebration, the National HIV Prevention Month. And during that time, we were doing an information drive about HIV prevention in our social media. So it's also very it's just good to know that, for example, to know that there's like an avenue like ours where you can learn about this sex education that is not formally taught in schools. And in September, we also had our Sexual Health Awareness Month, where we discuss what really is what does a sexually healthy person do, or how can you call yourself a sexually healthy person. And in October, it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Okay.
And in December 1, we're gonna have our World AIDS Day.
I see. Do you work with like organizations that are focused on those topics that you mentioned? For example, if it's like AIDS, then you work with people who are working.
Yes, of course. When it was the HIV Awareness Month, we were working with Love Yourself. Of course, they had like this huge campaign, so we were collaborating with them together. But of course, also independently, also produce content to spread more awareness around that topic.
So basically, Renz, you're saying that reaction to the blog have mostly been positive from your followers. That's good, no?
On the blog, we actually have also the called Dr. Sex, where people can ask their own questions, and our team is answering them through form of an article. So we got like questions like how can I make my smelly vagina smell good, or I have a small penis, what can I do, etc. So we are giving tips to them as well, and not just producing it for the sake of it.
Yeah. Of course.
But have you been able to find out if they're effective? I mean, do they let you know that it was a good thing and all that? You have feedback for this thing?
For the advice that you give.
Of course, we are sharing the article public, but the name is not there, of course. And we sent the article directly to the person who asked the question, and is usually also very happy about the answer, or at least, I mean, that we were answering the question at all, because of course other shops are.
Yeah, and then these are actual common questions that lots of people are curious about, which they're just not brave enough to ask someone, or they didn't find a safe space where they can openly ask questions, because these are very private questions. So yeah, I think even though we're just answering a question from one particular person, we share it to the public, and I'm pretty sure there are lots of people out there who can relate and who've been educated and informed about these topics.
You were talking about safety, no? You know, I was offering that masturbator around, and the response would be, someone might have used it. So how do you keep it safe and still use it, and have someone use it, and someone else use it, and another one use it? Or should one stick to just one masturbator, for example?
Actually, we do not recommend, of course, sharing sex toys, but there are toys that a couple can still share. For example, a dildo. So what we can do, instead of like prohibiting sharing at all, we can help in giving advice on how they can still practice safe sex despite this thing that they want to do, like sharing the dildo. So of course, you can use condoms with the dildos and replace it when someone else is about to use it again. So maybe if you're sharing a masturbator with your male partner, you both use a condom while you use it, so that it's still safe, and of course you clean it thoroughly before and after.
would shampoo be good enough? I understand that alcohol is not good.
Alcohol is a bit harsh for this material, so there are toy cleaners which are specially produced for these toys, but actually mild soap and water will do. And the more important thing is to store it separately from other toys, or to store it in a fabric pouch so that it won't be contaminated.
You know, I was thinking, because I was saying that it should probably be sold only to people of the right age, you know, like 18 above. But come to think of it, there are young people who get pregnant. And you can already make someone pregnant even if you're only 12 or 13. So probably you could sell to younger ones, but is that possible?
I don't think it's legal though.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not legal. But of course, Lauvette is not just there to sell toys. So we can still talk to these people, to these younger adults, to these teenagers. If they have questions about sexual health, they can still go to Lauvette or our blog, and I'm pretty sure they're still gonna learn a thing or two.
Yeah.
Yes, it's sort of a sex education also outside of the classroom, right?
Yeah.
So here's another question that came in. Are Filipinos more sex positive today compared to, say, a decade ago? Would you be able to answer that?
Yes, of course. I believe so, because there are also a lot of players in the society who's making an effort in providing this informal sex education. Just like there are already a number of podcasts that tackle sex, or like vlogs that tackle sex. Even actually, when you go to TikTok, there are lots of sex educators from the US who's offering free sex advice in these platforms. So I think the society is getting more open to discussing this, but of course, Philippines still has a long way to go given our history, our norms. But it's also something that we should not also stop doing just because of the negative side that some people still are against talking about this stuff.
Yeah, actually, that brings me to my next question, which is about the church, because I'm sure you know that they offer their reaction to many issues, especially those related to the sexuality.
And
right?
you're not supposed to masturbate.
Yeah, things like that. So have you encountered any reaction or feedback from the church, and how are you dealing with it, or what can you say about that, about the church in the Philippines, mostly Catholic nation?
Actually, there's not a religious conversation naman which we have faced, but I think everyone or all the Filipinos are agreeable to the fact that that we want to avoid unwanted pregnancies and the rise of HIV, STD cases in the Philippines. I think we are all on the same page in believing that those instances we want to avoid for everyone. So actually, the more we talk about it, the more we educate the Filipinos to avoid getting HIV, or to avoid getting STDs, or to avoid having unwanted pregnancies. So actually, the fear is actually on not talking about these topics, because when we don't talk about it, we don't also educate the young people to be able to be responsible of their bodies. And
I think
they should probably join Sunday bazaars.
Oh, really? No. Ikaw talaga, George.
Parish bazaars.
Parish bazaars. What about schools? Has there been a reaction from them? Because I think the schools are also offering sex education now in the curriculum.
And more liberal, I guess.
Yes, of course. Because I think they're also espousing the same belief.
To be safe.
yes, to stay safe, you have to educate, and I think that's what you're saying. You're providing also in that platform. So, what are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, have you been going to schools and selling your wares?
Ikaw talaga.
No, no, of course not. We didn't get naman any feedback from these institutions. But I believe, and as most of the people that we've talked to already told us, that there's really a lack of proper sex education in the country, and it's and yeah, that's just the role that we're trying to play here, to be able to talk about sex education informally and outside of school, because there are lots, because sex education is just not about the reproductive system or pregnancy or puberty. It's just not that. There are lots of other topics that are under this umbrella, and those things you can't really discuss all of it just like in one semester, or discuss it in one curriculum.
Yeah, true.
So how are you doing your marketing? How are you advertising other than through the internet?
The online, the website.
Yeah,
right?
have you been going around and?
Well, I mean, there are some challenges when it comes to online, or for marketing, especially online, because there's still some restrictions from Facebook, Instagram, and others because of adult content. So we are not really able to create campaigns. So everything we are doing is actually more organic. So everything we post is just reaching our organic followers, and then they're sharing it and they're sharing it. So it's really everything we are doing is, especially on social media, is organic. And then
and of course, in partaking in partnerships, collaborating in events, that's also something that would help us expose our brand.
Yes.
But I think in this industry, it's not that simple to advertise it publicly, such as in other goods, because of, as Manuel said, the adult content restrictions. So we are actually just mostly relying now on our customers, because as what they say, your customers are your best marketing influencers. They're the one who would if they're happy about what they experience, they're the one who's going to recommend your brand to others, and then the word will just pass on from one person to another.
So how does one have it? How does one order? Online, just online.
Yeah, everything online.
Yes, and then we can ship nationwide. We offer free shipping nationwide, and also one factor that's very important for customers is the discreet packaging, which means that of course how you package a product, how they receive it, it should not be something like blatantly saying that it's a sex toy.
Okay. What if it's not the right size or the right color? Like I asked for blue and it turns out to be very light blue.
Yeah.
Can I return it?
For example, if there's if you get a defective or a toy that doesn't it's not the one you wanted, you can always. I mean, we always pick up the item you received, and we'll send you, of course, a new one. So we are really our rules are really flexible when it comes to that, and it's all about customer satisfaction.
Yeah, and we always make it a point to have excellent customer service. I know our clientele can attest to that our customer service is really good, and that's just really important also in this industry where you're building trust and you're establishing a safe space for them. So from the process of choosing up to the point when they receive it, and if they have questions on how to use or how to properly operate, we're there every step of the way. And so that's also in our website. We try our best that we present products as is. We really put actual product photos and be as detailed as possible in our product description, in the features, to give our customers, of course, a seamless and easy experience. Because of course we know this is e-commerce, so not everyone is very techy, but I'm pretty sure in our website, even the most not techy people can navigate their way.
What if I wanted to be a dealer? Can I organize sex toy parties at home? I invite a few friends and then show them you can buy this. Like you sell plastic, like you sell Tupperware, you know? Is that possible?
At the moment, we don't really have that arrangement yet. Although
we are always open for new.
We are always open to expansion possibilities. But at the moment, we don't have something like that. But of course, if you've been a customer of Lauvette already, we have a Lauvette Rewards program where for every purchase you make, you earn points for store credits. We always make it a point to always add value to our customers and not just to deliver like a toy. We always add value in the form of information, education, freebies, and customer service.
Are you based in Manila? I'm asking only because I'd like to know how soon can you send me the material?
Yes, we are based in Manila, and the fastest shipping we can do is same day delivery or the day after.
Can Manuel deliver personally? Just kidding.
Just kidding. So you mentioned earlier that you've been also participating in webinars or advocacies. What are these? I mean, what have you joined recently, or what will you join in the future, if you have any?
Yes. During the quarantine, we were able I was able to co-host an episode, which was in collaboration with Rappler and She Decides Philippines. So She Decides Philippines is an international movement that aims to empower Filipinas to decide over her own fate, over her future, over her body. So one of the topics that they had their online show as well, and one of the topics that was discussed was about female pleasure. So of course, I was co-hosting that event, and I was also able to talk about love toys and how it can bring pleasure to women, and also there are other women guests who are also talking about pleasure in their own way, like showing pleasure through their art or showing pleasure through their dance and podcast. So also we were able also to basically we're guesting in shows that are ready to talk about these kinds of topics and who are with us in breaking taboos.
They should probably be shower parties.
Yeah.
Sex toy shower.
Ganun naman ang nangyayari sa mga showers.
We have actually we have already a number of clients who were asking us about those, like what's your what product can you recommend which we can give away in our bridal shower, so something like that. So I think this topic you can actually open talk about this within your close friends group.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about it later?
Later, okay. So what I'm curious, because I'm sure this is a very sensitive topic for most people, and yet listening to you, it's all very casual and light, and yun nga, it feels a little diba, safe to talk about it because you approach it in that way. But cool lang. How do you react to those who have extreme emotions about it? Like, how do you handle that? Or have you not encountered any?
Sure, they go, prod.
Diba?
Of course, our aim naman talaga is to normalize these topics and to create a safe space where we can freely talk about sex education. That's why we have to start it. We have to normalize talking about it because it's a natural part of being humans. Pleasure is natural, and so of course we can't please everyone, and given the society, our conservative society, we also get comments from people who are not yet ready to talk about these things, or who are offended when there are people who talk about these kinds of things. But of course, we respect other people's opinions, and we are aware that these opinions exist. That's why we're also here to help people be informed, educate them, and to be able to remove this stigma. And so we know that this stigma exists
Yes.
from these people as well.
I guess it helps that
Yeah.
diba, you should know and accept that it's there, so you can handle it
Just
better.
one more question. Do you sell aphrodisiacs?
Sorry, what?
Aphrodisiac.
No, not yet.
Ah, okay. Try to look into that.
Requested you.
And then, yung Filipino ba, you should probably start mixing,
There's a
Whatever.
Filipino term for that, diba?
not gayuma.
Ay, hindi gayuma.
No, that's too
Iba pala,
That's
that's
something else.
different. Okay.
Ay, mga for sale.
That's not gayuma.
Oo nga.
What we're talking about is pampa.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. My director's squirming.
Okay, so because what kind of questions what kind of advice do most Filipinos ask
Oo nga.
based on your website or your blog? Like, we're
Wow.
curious. What issues do they touch on
Size,
most of the
I'm
time?
sure.
The most questions we get is we have lots of customers that are buying their first toy ever. So of course they have questions what we can recommend for first timers, and questions about if the packaging is discreet, how does it look like. So of course we always assure that nobody will know that there's actually a sex toy inside, that it's very discreet, and have also pages with our best sellers. And of course, if they have more questions, we're always there to help out.
Yeah, so the most questions really would be, what's the best toy for beginners or for first timers?
Okay.
And it's actually also very nice to be able to answer those kinds of questions, because you know that these people are now ready to explore this part of themselves, and they went to Lauvette to ask these questions.
You know,
What?
we should wrap up because I think I'm getting
A lot of
Lot of
questions.
thoughts.
Okay.
and I'd like to explore those thoughts,
Yes.
but we cannot do it here.
Not on air, maybe.
Yeah, but we're asking you, inviting you to invite others to participate in your XT movement, the sex toy movement. Would you like to talk to our audience, our viewers?
How are you?
Okay, so yeah, we've introduced Lauvette to you, and as we said, we're a love toy shop that you don't have to hide from your friends. So whenever you're ready to explore pleasure, to explore sexuality, to enjoy yourselves, then Lauvette is always here, is always welcoming you guys. So Lauvette is open to everyone for as long as you're in legal age, regardless of age, regardless of body type, regardless of gender, regardless of race, for as long as you're in the Philippines. So we continue to do. So yeah, this is really a safe space where we can learn from each other. We can learn, of course, we learn from other people's preferences, and that's how also we can improve the shop as well.
Okay. Congratulations on the
Yeah.
success of your business. Diba? Parang it's like,
I'm so excited.
excited ka na.
I'm really excited to buy.
Okay, so
Order.
thank you very much, Renz and Manuel, for joining us this afternoon. Very interesting topic, sharing your story. We'd like to say thank you also to everyone who watched us this afternoon. You can still catch the show on YouTube anytime you want. And see you again next week.
Yeah.
This has
Thank
been
you.
Tribunal Spotlight
That's Dina for you.
and Jojo.
Thank you.
Ang Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators o POGO ay isang legitimate business entity na nagbibigay serbisyo sa offshore gaming para lamang sa mga manlalarong nasa abroad sa pamamagitan ng internet. Ang mga serbisyong handog nito ay katulad ng casino games at sports betting na pwedeng laruin kahit wala sa casino. Sa Pilipinas, walang POGO operators. Tanging POGO service providers lamang dahil nagaganap ang mga laro sa labas ng bansa.